What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never. Today I'm going to be giving an update on Kadena as it has recently broken out. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
So this was Kadena in one of my previous videos. It was trading at 43 cents and we had it drawn in a massive falling wedge. And this is Kadena right now at 61 cents. And at its peak, it reached 69 cents. So had you guys taken that trade, you could have made up to 60% gains in a month. And if you compare that to the stock market, the average return is 10% in a year. That would mean we made in 1 month what the stock market makes in 6 years, which are actually pretty incredible gains. And if you enjoy making gains in the crypto market, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Help me pump that algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. But anyways, I'll go deeper into the charts at the end of the video. So as I said, Kadena is currently trading at a price point of 61 cents. Its market cap is up to 155 million, which ranks 185th among all cryptocurrencies, and its circulating supply is 254 million out of a max supply of 1 billion, which is about 25.4% in circulation. And I do want to point out, as bad as 25% looks, this supply will get released over the next 100 years, so it is not quite as bad as you think. And Kadena is also currently down 97% from its all-time high that it reached during the 2021 bull market at $28.25. And then if you're looking to trade Kadena, I recommend using Binance or KuCoin. I think those are the two easiest centralized exchanges to use. But now before we move into the next section, I want you to keep in mind, down 97%. Remember that. So if you come over to market cap of and you compare the current market cap of Kadena to the all-time high market cap of Kadena, which was 3.8 billion. If Kadena got back to those levels, it'd be trading at a price point of $15 and that'd be a 25x. So you invest $1,000, that 1,000 turns into 25,000. You invest 10,000, it turns into 250,000. So just understand, 25% gains is phenomenal. But what I do also want to point out is the all-time high on Kadena was $28.25. So that would mean there has probably been about 85 to 90% inflation since Kadena's last all-time high, and that's why it's $15. But now the next thing that I want to point out is if you compare Kadena to Kaspa, which currently has a market cap of 2.9 billion, if Kadena got to Kaspa's levels, it'd be trading at a price point of $11.63, and that'd be a 19x. Now this comparison is fascinating to me. When I first started talking about Kaspa, it had a market cap of about 300 million, and the community was very evenly split. There were a lot of people that said Kadena would perform much better, and then there were a lot of Kaspa fans. Now since then, Kaspa has absolutely skyrocketed, and Kadena still hasn't done much. As I said at the beginning, yes, you could have made 60% gains, but on Kaspa, you could have made over 825% in a couple months. So it really hasn't been close. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like these two projects are both clones, because they aren't. But obviously, they have their similarities as they both are technically scalable proof-of-work blockchains. And I would also like to note, even though this is a Kadena video, that doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and say Kadena is a better project than Kaspa, because I don't believe that. I am also a very big Kaspa fan, and there are aspects to both projects that I like. But I just simply want you guys to understand that if you invested $1,000, that $1,000 would turn into $19,000 if Kadena could reach the current market cap that Kaspa is at, which according to a lot of people is a very similar project. But now we'll go over some Kadena news. So if you come over to their Twitter, which has 308,000 followers, I want to go over what they just reposted November 15th. So Jolly Green Investor posted, Kadena is officially back on my radar. They just dropped a ton of alpha about what they have been building. Smart wallets plus smart coins, oracles, private NFTs, layer 2 plus fast finality, and much more. This is a proof-of-work layer 1 blockchain, which we have covered in the past and could be on the cusp of making big moves. And I don't disagree with this last part at all, making big moves. Now, I will say, for me personally, it's probably due to the technical analysis side of things, but at the same time, fundamentals could also lead to a big-time pump. And now I also want to talk about what Zelcore posted November 13th. It's official, we are live. Our eagerly awaited bridge for USDC is now active, and you can start exploring new possibilities with ZUSD on Kadena. Be part of this transformative moment. So the Fusion stablecoin bridge is live, bridging Ethereum and Kadena with ZUSD. So anytime there's a new trading pair, that's obviously going to be bullish news. But I will say, other than this, there isn't a lot of super important information that I didn't cover in my last Kadena video. Most of these other posts I already talked about. But now we'll go over some macro news that could affect Kadena's price action, even though it's not directly correlated to Kadena. So this is Watcher Guru's Twitter. And I first want to talk about what they posted 1 hour ago. So Tether freezes $225 million in USDT linked to human trafficking group. Now, everybody is going to perceive this differently. Half of the people out there are going to be happy with this information. They're going to say, good, we want to stop human trafficking. And from an ethical standpoint, yes, that makes total sense. But then the other half of people might lose confidence in Tether, because you have to understand there are a lot of people people that love cryptocurrency due to decentralization. Now, obviously, it's no secret that Tether is not decentralized. Clearly, it is a very centralized project, as it is a stablecoin with a one-to-one peg to the dollar. So this information could make a lot of people a lot less inclined to use Tether in the future. So I definitely can see both sides to this. And then I also want to talk about the fact that a pro-Bitcoin candidate wins the Argentina presidential election. This is huge, and I also think it's just the beginning. I believe many other presidential candidates will benefit from being pro-crypto, and I think a lot of them will use this in the future. And then the final thing I want to cover is what they posted November 17th. So $4.5 trillion asset manager Fidelity files for a spot Ethereum ETF, and this comes after Blackrock did the exact same thing. Now, if you've watched my channel at all in the past, you know I am extremely bullish on the Bitcoin spot ETFs, as I think it will help bring trillions of dollars to the industry. But to that same point, I think an Ethereum ETF could be just as important, if not more important, because by definition, Ethereum is an altcoin. And if an altcoin were to get a spot ETF approved, that could start a chain reaction, and we could start seeing a bunch of different altcoins get spot ETFs approved. And here's the thing about a spot ETF. These large asset managers actually have to hold the asset in order to offer a spot ETF, which naturally will install a lot of confidence within that particular asset. So keep your eyes on these spot ETFs. They could revolutionize crypto. But now for the final part of this video, we'll get into some technical analysis. So this is Kadena on the daily time frame. And as I said, props to any of you guys that took this falling wedge. You could have made up to 60% gains. And I will say the measured move is all the way up here at $1.02. So we'll have to see if it ends up playing out. Now, when you look at the RSI, it is still a little bit overbought, but it's starting to reset. And the stochastics are completely oversold. Neither of those indicators look too bad right now. In addition, if you look at price action, we swing from a lower low to a higher low. The RSI is higher low to lower low. That is Class A bullish divergence, which typically signals a local bottom has been reached. Also, if you look at price action, it is currently using the 21-day moving average as a support level, coupled with the fact that the 21-day moving average has broken above the 200-day moving average, which is a golden cross, and that typically signals an explosive move is coming. And then you could even argue that Kadena is also forming a bull flag, which break up 68% of the time, and it has a measured move up to 85 cents. So based on all of those indicators, there's honestly a pretty high likelihood that Kadena does make an explosive move up. But I do also want to be clear, Kadena has went parabolic recently, so there is always a chance that we do not get the volume that we actually need to make another explosive move. On top of that, if Bitcoin were to tank, Kadena would also probably tank. So right now, in the short term, I would look for price action to continue trading above the 21-day moving average. We do not want to see it break beneath, and as long as it keeps trading above, we could get an explosive move up. So if you guys believe in Kadena long term and you want to take this trade, I wouldn't blame you. Obviously, that's not financial advice though. Do what's best for you. Now, lastly, we'll go over Bitcoin as it's correlated to most altcoins. So the first thing I notice is similar to Kadena. Price action is currently using the 21-day moving average perfectly as support. In addition, Bitcoin was also trading in a bull flag, which started to break up and actually has a measured move to over $42,000. And as long as it does not break beneath the 21-day moving average, I wouldn't be surprised if it does hit. But the second we close a candle beneath, I will turn bearish in the short term. And now I do also want to point out, even though the stochastics are extremely oversold at this point, the RSI, however, is not. And even if you come over to the 3-day, the RSI is cooked. And on the weekly, it's still extremely overbought. And based on my trade style, I never like to chase a parabolic move. And just within a couple weeks, Bitcoin went from $26,100 to over $37,000. So that paired with the extremely overbought RSI, personally, I will not be taking a Bitcoin trade. But as I say in every single one of my videos, macroeconomics significantly outweigh technical analysis. So if all of a sudden the Bitcoin spot ETFs get approved, that can skyrocket the entire market. On the contrary, if some very bearish news comes out, that could tank the entire market. So just understand crypto is going to be extremely volatile in the short term. Anything can happen. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments, how high do you guys think Kadena will go next bull run? If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.